Hello everyone, I'm Maciej Shushei and it's gonna be my guide to Azir. So first I'm gonna show you what his abilities does. Okay, so first ability you can skill up is only the W, Arise, which spawn a soldier of your own. The soldier doesn't attack on its own, it needs your auto attack to deal damage, and it makes your auto attack deal magic damage. Let's see, that's my normal auto attack, and then if I have soldier, it's it gives command to anything that's in range. If anything is in range of soldier, the soldier is gonna attack instead of your standard auto attack. So that's your main DPS skill. You need to master your auto attacks with soldier as much as possible to play Azir efficiently. Okay, so if you use your soldiers around the turret, they're gonna last only half as long. And like you can see, I'm auto-attacking now, and the soldier did auto-attacks. The second skill, which is really important, is Q. Let's just wait for the creeps here. So I will show them to you. So when you have soldier active, you send your soldiers in a straight lane. If you have two soldiers, two of them gonna be sent to the marker, and every enemies they pass through, they deal damage, as well as slowing them, and the stacking slow of 25% for 1 second. So if you hit with two soldiers, it's gonna be 50% slow on both on the targets for 1 second. Okay, so the last skill, but not least, well, the not last, gonna be E. E is a great escape skill, or well, you mostly use it for escape. That's the best usage. Let's say I'm getting ganked, so I do W, and now if the enemy ganks me, I can just rush to the soldier. The range is pretty long. You can pass over all the walls. To extend the range on the spawn, since the spawn of the soldier is really small, you can do. Let's wait for the cooldown first. Okay, you can do W on max range, then Q on max range, and then E to the target. If you do it respectively faster, it's gonna be fast enough to escape and a gank. And the last skill, his ultimate, it's really useful to run away and to protect your rear, but in teamfights you're hardly gonna use that unless you have advantage or you catch enemy off guard. So let's say I'm here and there's someone coming from here, right? Let's say Lee Sin ganking me from behind. I do the soldier, I do the Q, E him, if I hit him with E, that's gonna knock him up, and then I ultimate him to the turret. That's how you do it with Azir. Okay, so that would be the skill coverage. Let's exit the game now. And let's do the runes and the masteries that I'm using. So if you're playing against an AD champion on mid lane, I would suggest going for 9 armor, 7.8 magic pen, and full AP. Like if you're playing against Yasuo, Zed, Talon, anything like that, anything of those AD assassins, those are the runes you wanna go. Then if you're playing against a normal AP caster, wait, that's not the rune page, that's gonna be the rune page. Yeah. Then I will go for my standard rune page, which is magic pen on reds, health on seals, magic resist on blues, and flat AP on quintessences. Now for the item build, on Azir, you really want that cooldown reduction / attack speed. So you start with normal Duran Ring, health potion, and warding totem. then you want to rush Stinger as fast as possible. It gives you so much damage because for every 1% cooldown reduction, you get 1.25% attack speed. So Stinger gonna give you 62.25% extra attack speed. And remember that your soldiers, your main DPS source, is really it goes well with attack speed because it's like extension of your auto attack. Then you wanna rush some heavy AP to give your soldiers nice damage, and cooldown boots of Ionian Boots of Lucidity gives you, together with Nashor Tooth, gives you full cooldown reduction. You can also sometimes skip the boots. If you have Nashor Tooth and Blue Elixir, you have 30%, or 35 if you have Master Race. And then you also get the blue buff, which gives you 10%, and that will cap your cooldown reduction. Okay, so late game build, you would want to get those 3 items as fast as possible. Then, depending if the enemy have magic resist, you either want to get Void Staff if they do, or if they don't have much magic resist yet, you can go for Riley's, which will give you a lot of survival ability and also some stronger slow. Then you should get Void Staff, and as a last Leandra's Torment. If you want slightly defensive variation of the build, instead of Leandra's Torment you can go for Zonia, but remember that when you Zonia you don't auto-attack with soldiers, which means they don't do damage then. Or you can just go for Shushei build and you go with Magi's instead of, well, Leandris or Zonia, right? Okay, that would be it for the build coverage. For masteries, I use this rune page only for Azir. You go for double edge sword for extra damage, then sorceries for cooldown reduction, Butcher and Feast for some creep control and survival sustainability on lane, then full AP tiers masteries, increase damage for to champions below 50% of health, 6% magic penetration, you don't really count armor on mages, and 3% increased damage. In the utility tree you go for mana reg per 5, you eat a lot of mana, then some extra movement speed, always helps, reduced cooldown of summoner spells, and increased duration of neutral buffs. You could also go for 1% vampirism on that, but I just like the longer blue buff. Okay, so now let's move to the laning phase. Playing against champions like Zed, you want to keep your distance, don't let him poke you, and get as much creeps as possible on your account. Let's speed this up a bit. Early level you use your soldiers to push fast and then to zone out the enemy as much as possible, while keeping your hands clean and also keeping your distance so he cannot poke you that much. See, now you just gonna back. You poke him as much, then push the lane, because like before level 6, if you don't make a stupid mistake, Zed most of the time cannot retaliate to you. Like that combo I just did here took him really low, but he got some potions. Okay, so just continue to play like that for some time. I'm gonna speed this up a bit. See, now his lane gonna be pushing. You need to try to freeze the lane here as long as possible, because it's really good spot. Okay. See, whenever he's off position, you try to punish him with WQ combo and auto hit 1 or 2. See, here I knocked him up, but he still manages to escape. And I think we're gonna die here. Yeah, well, I gonna survive. You always need to go for your jungle as well to help them, by the way. It's really important. Okay, let's speed this up a bit so we can see the later. Let's skip actually some part and then I will show you at level 6 how to deal with Z. I was level 6 before Z thanks to some previous actions. So I go and knock him up, we go at him. As you can see, he's still level 5. Then I gonna flash over the wall, and if you do wall nicely, you're gonna bug the enemy, so he cannot really move or run from the place. Well, I'm not really sure if it's bug or if it's intended, but if you make a wall, the enemy stand between the wall and your soldiers, he just gonna kept being bumped up in the process, which is really nice. Against Z, you also should try to rush Zonia as fast as possible on Azir, because then you can dodge his death mark, which is his main threat to you, actually. Okay, let's move to different laning opponent now. We're gonna play against Orianna. So against any champion, first lane you want to position your soldiers nice, and push the lane with them. It's really easy, like especially to start hitting the range minions first. And if you position your soldiers nicely, you can put yourself on a really safe position while last hitting. Also, the nice thing is that the soldier's range is slightly bigger than the circle around him, but he cannot target anything out of that circle. But for example, let's say I'm gonna pause when I spawn a soldier here. For example, if the Orianna would be staying right here where my mouse is right now, and you would attack this creep, Orianna would still get hit with the auto attack, because the actual attack range is like around this. So keep that in mind while poking enemy champions. For example, if enemy champion is here and your soldier is here, his range is like there, you can attack any of the creeps of those two, and it might hit the enemy just outside of the circle. So Azir is a early bully, I would say. You outrange anyone with your soldier, so you just spawn the soldier and poke the enemy. If you combo it nicely with Q, you have endless poke there. I'm gonna speed this up a bit now. On ganks, when you are level 6 and opponents is not, you're gonna try to play something like that. You spawn the soldier, push it behind the opponent, use your E to knock him up, and then ultimate him behind your lane. I could have done it a bit better if I used my ultimate that way. If I used the ultimate that way, she would get pushed here, then Shen would have easily caught her up. Because I used the ultimate this way, we won't kill her. Like, she will just run away because I'm low on mana and don't have any means of slowing her. I probably shouldn't have used my soldier there. I should have waited for my Q with that soldier here. opponent gonna be Ziggs. So when playing against Ziggs, we use the same method as playing versus Orianna, though we need to be more careful about dodging enemy Ziggs spells, because he got also a really nice range to poke us. For example, now I didn't check that enemy have a Zillion, which gives them... If you have Zillion after first wave on mid lane, you're gonna be level 2. And then I went in to fight him, and I ended up losing most of my HP level 1, which wasn't really good. Okay, now I'm gonna need to heal up while dodging his skill shots. In situation like that, you would rather want to sacrifice some creeps if you have to, and focus on getting what you can while trying to poke your enemy down and avoiding getting poked yourself. On max range, Ziggs's Q are quite very easy to dodge, so you should always try to keep your max distance to him. Also, it's a lot easier to dodge when you're not standing close to your own creeps. And he missed a spell there, so you just when enemy misses his spells, you just when an enemy misses his spells, it's time for you to strike him back. Here Jarvan gave me a really big favor, because we used his flash and we also used his potions, which gives a lot of pressure back to my side. It was my mistake to back off a bit, because if I didn't, I could have pushed my soldier a bit further away, and then I would have knocked him up, which would result in a kill. But I was like, I'm not gonna make it in time there, so I'm gonna just back off, you know? I think it's always good to follow your jungler calls. But that gave me quite nice advantage. What I'm gonna try to do now, I don't remember if I succeed. I'm gonna try to do that combo, which used his heal for me. So let's go around that in a slow motion again. Here, I use my soldier, push it behind him, then E right to it, and auto attack it meanwhile, then spawn second soldier and auto attack it with 2 soldiers, which gives me a lot of damage. Sorry for that jumping camera. And that made Ziggs use his second summoner, which is really good for me. Now let's just skip for until level 6. Here, I had the vision on an enemy who just did raids, and he got ultimated by our Cartus as well. So I knew that he's gonna come back this way, so I went in ahead, pushed him with my soldier, knocked him up, and immediately spawned ultimate this way, so he cannot run back to turret. Right that. He gonna slow me up, but my soldiers give me speed. Then I used my second Q to slow him up and auto attack him as much as possible, while he gonna flash away now when being really low, because this attack would kill him. Next, I gonna have to flash up and spawn a soldier right in his face, because I didn't have Q yet, and kill him that way. Like when your enemy is low, and well, we were actually equally Okay, now, see, now I'm in a dire situation. That's a perfect situation how to run. I just gonna spawn when he kicks. I just spawn my soldier and dash with E to it right away. And I spawned the soldier and dashed the same moment he used Q. So I can wait for until he uses Q. And going to what I wanted to say before, like when your opponent is fairly low, you can first you poke them down, and when they're like half HP, you can push the soldier behind them, like I did here with Ziggs. Uh, get go to your soldier and then push the guy back your lane. So he cannot run to his turret, but he has to run here or here, and then you can catch him easily with your second Q and finish them off. Okay, so our next laning and last gonna be against Ahri, and after that we gonna go for some teamfight inside. Against Ahri, you basically wanna play it same as against Orianna and Ziggs early game. You just wanna push that lane, show the creeps as much as possible while harassing the enemy. This Ahri obviously didn't know the strength of Azir yet, and she just stood next to my soldiers all the time around, which resulted in using early 2 potions of her. That's really good for me. And if you try to hit level 2 first in a situation like that, you can always do that. So when the opponent doesn't expect that you're gonna level up faster than him, you just do W and Q the opponents when you level up too, and get a free poke on them, which is really nice. Right now you can see that she already had used 2 of her potions, so if I manage to poke her down even more, she's gonna have to go back. Here I couldn't go help this guy because I was fighting with Ahri, but she lost a lot because of that. I used my soldier and used my Q, so I had to go back a bit. Oh, right here, that would have been... it was a really good trade for me, but let's go back a little bit and I will explain my mistakes. So here, I gonna use my soldier to go. I didn't even hit her, right? I hit her nicely on the way back, and now I should have let her zone me out a bit more, because I don't have any spells to counter her, and she also is level 3 while I'm level 2, that means she got a spell extra. But instead I come back and let her taunt me, and hit me with all 3 spells of her. Even though I hit my soldier and Q on her, it I could only stay here because I still had potions and she didn't. Also here, if I managed to knock her up, I would have probably killed her there. But I didn't knock her up, but I still got her flash, which is really good for the early game here against Ahri. I still have my flash. We both don't have ignites, and yeah. Now it's gonna be, since I have potion, I'm gonna have more health soon, and right now I can zone her out with my soldiers instead. Now I expected her to go back, so I tried to push her, but she wasn't there, and then I just decided to push the lane. But Kha'Zix was here, and I had my soldier, I knocked him up, and I'm quite safe. And here I have to back, and since if I didn't check the brush and just push the lane, since I checked the brush really late, I would have been fast enough to push the lane instead, and then I wouldn't lose anything. And because I decided to check this and then Kha'Zix came, I didn't push the lane in time, and well, I already lost the creeps already, but I gonna lose the creeps as well. And if I did it the right way, I wouldn't lose any creeps here. So let's speed this up a bit. Let's see. So I come back, and she's level 4 before me, but that doesn't stop me from poking her. So I just poke her whenever I can. Uh, I I think that she's missing. I didn't expect her to go bot, I think, but they don't die. And now I was like a few creeps behind, but now since she went down, she lost the XP advantage she made for herself. Okay, let's keep on going, because there's gonna be interesting kill at level 6, if I remember that game. So this guy was standing on my ward, so that was pretty easy for me. I just kept standing to this side with my E ready anytime, so that I could oh, sorry, so that I could escape if they decided to gank me. Here, whenever I have my WQ, I just go and poke her down. Sadly, I let her hit me a few times as well, which resulted in us being equally low health. Here I miss my Q, which is also really bad for us. You shouldn't miss your Qs and spells on a lane. It's really big mistake. Enemy can punish you for that. Okay, we're soon gonna be level 6. Here I miss my Q, but I hit her with the auto attack, so it's not so bad. Okay, she's level 6, I'm level 6, and here I go for her. I slow her, right? She wants to go at me as well with her ultimate. Then she comes back, right? So I hit her with auto attack, I push her, I knock her up with my E, I push her with my soldiers, which also deals damage, and you can see that she used Spirit Rush, but my soldiers stopped that Spirit Rush, because if Ari is using her Spirit Rush and you knock her up during the Spirit Rush, she's gonna get knocked up. So that's what happens. I push her, ignite her, auto attack her once with a soldier still, because she was in the air, and I kill her like that. Okay, I think that's gonna be it for the laning phase, and now let's move for some team fights. I forgot to mention that Azir is really good on ganks as well. As you can see, me and Kayla are both around half HP here, and I'm ganking full HP Rise. So I'm gonna open up with my soldier and Q onto him to slow him down, which I instantly gonna follow with my E to knock him up in place when he's still slowed. Then Rice, I think he could have escaped that gank easily, but he decides to turn onto Kayla to try to kill her, but she has her ultimate. While he's getting pounded by my soldiers, he tries to turn on me now, but he doesn't have just enough damage, and I finish him up with my second Q and double soldiers hit. Now let's move to some team fights. Okay, here we can see Rengal ultimating and going onto me while I harass the Zillion down really hard. Then we also have Ari go in, but I flash her taunt to the safety. If she hit me with that taunt, I was probably dead really fast. Then I'm gonna use the ultimate to stop their advance soon. I spawn my soldier. They are still rushing at us, and we are only 4 people here. I'm gonna push. I'm gonna keep attacking with my soldiers. then I spawned the ultimate, so they cannot follow on us. We turn then. Uh, we also have Ari made really low. I time his her Zonia and use my Q as she spawns, but she gonna get insta clock ultimate as well, so she doesn't die. Then their team is really low, so we just back off, wait for her spawn, and instantly kill her with 2 soldiers and this guy. Then we're gonna continue our chase, and as Zillion and as Lee Sin and this guy are catching them, I use my soldier to be just in range there and hit this guy to death. Here, Arjana was caught by our opponents, but they overextend in their chase. Ari loses a lot of health to Lucian, but Lucian gets killed. Then, with 2 opponents being low, I spawn my soldier, I push it, and kill the Tristana instantly as she jumps away. Then I gonna close the distance with the next Q, I think. Then I spawn the new soldier, use the Q to slow this guy down, E in, then push those guys away so they don't interrupt me killing. And since this guy only have 2 choices to run, here or here, he gets easily picked off by my soldiers, which are standing next to him. Here's the gang which erupts into a team fight. So first we catch Riven at the turret. Even though she knows that me and Jarvan is here, she still stays there and is easily killed. Then we catch Vi pretty easily as well. And here's 3 of them against 4.5 of us, because 4.5 because Gnarl is really low. So we get poked down by Zerat, but what we wanna do in teamfights like that is to keep harassing enemy with your soldiers like that. See, he lost around 30% health. Then stay behind your front lane while keep spawning soldiers and poking enemy down. And whenever you see a chance, you just go in for the kill with soldiers. Then you stick around enemy, and as you can see here, enemy got forced into running to our turret, which is really nice when you're playing Azir, because you can E to your soldier, flash into the enemy, and push them down to the turret so that they get auto-attacked easily there. And this way we're gonna kill all of them here. There's another show how to teamfight. There's 5 enemy mids and we are 4 defending turret. You can see that Jarvan gonna get caught in a moment. I keep using my soldier Q combo to poke down the enemy. Now Jarvan going to get hooked, but it's no end. It's actually really good for Azir here, because there's 3 people stacking on one place. I'm gonna spawn another soldier, auto attack once, and then when my Q is ready, I'm gonna send both of my soldiers in there to finish off Vi. Then I'm gonna keep my distance so I don't get hooked or killed by rushing on me Riven. Keep zoning the enemy with soldiers. Here you could see how much damage it does to Blitzcrank, who stays in the range of my soldiers. Now Riven goes in and tries to finish this guy, but I expected that and finished her with my soldier as well. Here was really nice what the Gnarl did. He pushed the Lucian into my range, into my soldier range, so I could have just finished him there as well. And here I'm super low, so I just run away, letting Gnarl finish the job. Here's an example of not so good but not so bad move in a team fight. So, well, our Jarvan got caught because we caught Blitzcrank before, and now we can see Alistar going in, right? So I follow him up with my shadow, which I actually shouldn't have done, because that ends up killing me in a sec, but I will explain. Then Alistar gonna combo both of them, so I use the opportunity and flash ahead of them and push them back with my ultimate. But I forgot that Vi still got ultimate and I flashed into turret, which resulted in my instant demise. But even though I died, I still managed to secure 2 kills for my team. Here you can see Riven tried to flash and Q over my soldier, but my soldier pushed her away, which is really nice for us. I gonna die here to Tristana and to Lucian and Vi. Oh no, actually to Riven's ultimate, but now we're gonna finish those two up easily. Here are actually those two. Yeah, so it wasn't such a good move, but wasn't such a bad move either. The team fight was equal, it was 3 for 3. Here, Vi did Q to us and Blitzcrank speed her up. Then with Shrelia, while she's gonna instantly ultimate on me here, but I use my Shadow and E to run closer to the turret, which is really nice, although she hits those two then. Alistar blocks me nicely from Blitzcrank grab, it's really good from him. Then I just keep staying back while hitting enemies with a soldier. Just look at that damage. Then Tristana was hitting Blitzcrank while I was hitting Vi, so both their front lane is really low right now, and if they go in they die, while the Riven jumped in alone and Xerath also came forward. Jarvan is going from behind, so as Azir you just wanna stay close to your team but out of the enemy range in teamfight. Tristana got here stunned, they all close in, but I choose to go on Riven, which gonna get hit by 2 of my clones. Also, Alistar flashed and W'd her away, giving me time to auto hit her more. As you can see, the soldiers really hurts, but now she's out of my range, so Tristana finishes her up. And we are again fighting 4 versus 5, by the way, but you can see that the Gnarl is TPing here. So we just have to chase them down. So to do that, Jarvan gonna close them up, but they flash up. I gonna do the soldier and then E to him to close the gap, then push the soldiers onto the guy, so we secure the kill. And here Gnarl, he had a really nice teleport when he was while he was getting transformed, so he instantly kills the Blitzcrank and forces Lucian to flash away. Example of early dive with 4 on bot, which erupts into teamfight as well later on. So let's say I know that they see me, so I just start up on Caitlyn while harassing her. Actually it's 5 versus 4 because we have Karthus, while harassing her down a bit, right? Then I move towards her to spawn a shadow to soldier and hit her. Then I E to the soldier and Q her for bigger range on Q. Right? Now I'm gonna get really low here because I get hit by turret and Lee Sin. I I use the ultimate because it works with the Jarvan's wall, so this guy gets knocked up for a bit. As well, this guy gets zoned out. Uh, then I keep spawning my soldiers here. You need to remember that all the time you need to have soldiers everywhere. I miss my Q, but that doesn't matter that much because Thresh keeps this guy in the range of my soldier. I misclicked a minion here, so I could have hit him more. I spawned another soldier right before I Q the enemies, but I failed to avoid the bomb. We instantly killed the Zillion together with Jarvan. Now I need to be really careful because if I get hit by one bomb, I'm dead. And here, actually, I still had barrier. Try to zone him out, and yeah, and I just back off. I actually back. This is huge mistake. I just back in a team fight, and it's a random. I killed the guy. No, actually, I killed the guy. There was different dive similar to this before, and here I just spawn soldier in his face and kill him with it. Remember that soldier always does more damage than auto attacks, so it's better to first spawn soldier and auto attack with the soldier. Okay, here I go in a follow-up of enemy team gank on my bot lane, but I arrived too late, so I need to be really careful. Here I see Lee Sin charging at me, but he's slightly overextending, so I just use my soldier and Q on him, dealing insane amount of damage to him. Then I E to the soldier to knock him up and use ultimate to push him into the turret range. He gets healed by Caitlyn and I think he escapes because of that. But then they are unable to fight. Now I'm gonna fail flash. If I flashed here and did Q on Caitlyn, she would be dead. But I would have died most likely as well, so it worked really nice on me. So instead I just spawn second soldier and push it, so I hit... I actually didn't hit anyone, but I wanted to hit Zillion here. Then I keep my distance here, as you can see, because I'm really low and they can easily kill me. But since... here, oh, Caitlyn made a mistake to try to go ahead and poke us down or even try to kill us. So I used that mistake and spawn a soldier and Q it on her. Then I Q and auto attack her when she dies instantly. Now enemies still try to fight us. So I keep following Karthus, I cannot leave him alone. Karthus... yeah, then Ziggs escapes with his W, but Karthus sadly gonna get killed by Lee Sin because Lee Sin kicked him and now he's just gonna jump in. But I have my Q ready and Zillion is out of range, so just Q on Lee Sin, who's really low, and auto attack him once so he dies instantly. Oh, he actually dies. I couldn't have auto attacked him because he killed me. He kicked me, but luckily it's Karthus, so he stayed there and killed him instead. But I think even if Karthus wasn't here after landing, I still would have been able to auto attack him once. Then I'm really low, but I keep chasing Zillion since he's low as well. I spawn a soldier and hit him, though he kills, and here I failed to dodge the bomb. I could have dodged it here if I moved forward, but I move towards where it lands and the explosion is bigger than the detection range and I die here. Our Jinx, who was defending mid, got dived, but my team goes to help them. So here first fresh I slow and deal damage to this guy, which we managed to get down really nicely. Here it was really nice that Trash hooked him, so he couldn't instantly knock free of us here. So I know that I cannot get to this guy before he dies, or without avoiding damage from Gnarl. So I just focus my soldiers on where Gnarl is, because I know that he's gonna stay here for a while and poke him really down. Here I know that he wants to chase the Trash, so I knock him up and block his Q so he cannot kill him, while continue fighting him. Cartus comes to help and we easily finish him off. Then Cartus sadly get killed by this thing. I almost get kicked into that, and here Trash gonna save me really nicely. Also here Lee Sin made a mistake and he flashed in right into the Trash hook. So since I know that Caitlyn doesn't have ultimate and cannot hurt me, I just spawn my soldiers from afar while this guy is still in turret range and do my Q, ouch, and auto attack, ouch. And then I back off. You can see a solo action of Shushei Azir. So they just 4-man fought our 2-man board and killed Trash, while we have perfect vision in their jungle, so I just stay around and wait for occasion. I see an occasion in form of Lee Sin, who's off position, so I send my soldier in him and auto hit him, which takes 1/5 of his health. Then I charge in to knock him up in still the soldier's range and hit him once more. Then I spawn the second soldier, hit it with 2. Then I use my ultimate, so he gets pushed away and he cannot use his W to other things during that time, and while he also gets damage. Sadly, he still managed to escape me to a ward, but then I flash with 2 soldiers behind me and do a Q. They line up nicely and lands next to them. So I just finished the. Lee Sin up, and also my E is already back. Yeah, my E is already back, so I can easily escape here. But I'm not sure. I think I'm gonna try to hit them still. Okay, rocket hits those 2. I don't have flash though, but I managed to take Ziggs down with my soldier. I spawn another soldier and hit him once. Then I use E to dodge the auto attack, and I use my barrier, Q, hit him with spawn with soldier, Q, and kill him as well. Sadly, I died to the bomb. Our teamfight erupts around Zilean, Ziggs, Lee Sin versus Trash and Jinx. I'm around, so I decided to join in into outpositioned Zilean. So you can see that they are all. My team is killing Ziggs really nicely, but he gets ultimated by Zilean. So I see that Zilean is off position, so I just spawn my soldier, Q him, hit him, then E, so he gets knocked up in place, and instantly kill him after with another soldier when he flash away, like that. Then I move up to follow up on Ziggs, who's going to spawn. Here, I just get my Q up, so I just Q there, and with 2 soldiers we're gonna finish this up easily. Then I got another Q, and if you follow my tips for Azir, remember, always use soldier whenever you can and stay behind. Don't use E to go in mindlessly, only use E like when enemy is escaping and they cannot turn on you. Like if there are 5 escaping on full health and you wanna chase them down, don't use E for that, because if they catch you without any escape, you're really squishy. But if enemy like they're really low and they're escaping, then you can use your uh, Q combo, then wait a bit, use E and Q again to catch them up. And keep your ultimate for when enemies are really close, because the range is shorter than one can think. And if you follow these rules, you're gonna get pentas just like this one at Fountain. I'm really fed here. I'm 15 for 10. And here, with the help of my team, I'm gonna get easy penta. So, let's see. Actually, I think that's a little bit too early. So here, she gets poked down by Jinx, and I just use my soldier Q to finish her up. Then you can see that Zillion goes into the range, and he loses 1/3 of HP to my soldier hit. So he gets knocked back, and I managed to land 2 other hits on him, which finishes him up. Oh, I also used my Q, which wasn't needed there. Then the next enemy spawns, right? And here's 2 of them. So I use my soldier, spawn it, use my Q to close the gap towards Ziggs, who get caught. Now I gonna hit Lee Sin once, and then I gonna kill Ziggs, who was hooked by this guy. And I gonna continue on pounding enemy Lee Sin, who stays in the range of my soldier. I think they actually wanted to give me that penta here. See, I spawn another soldier and hit him with 2 of double Q. Then I finish him up with my soldier hits. And here I hit Diablos with 2 of my soldiers, which he's tanky, so he loses like 1/6 of HP with every hit of my soldiers, which is really sick damage. And here I gonna use, yeah, he just stays at my soldiers to give me penta. And there's the penta kill for Azir. If you continue playing like that, following my tips, you're gonna not die often, get a lot of kills, and carry the games yourself. Thank you for watching me, and stay tuned for the next guide. Bye bye.